morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully, you all are having a good day. We are rapidly approaching Christmas last weekend, before the holidays. So, hopefully, you guys can spend some time with your families this weekend. There's a lot of football on. We've got Notre Dame, Indiana tonight. Tomorrow, we have 3 college football playoff games, as well as 2 NFL games. So, a lot of football. Hopefully, you guys have some family time coming up as well this weekend. As far as the schedule goes, obviously, I'll be live on Sunday per usual. I don't stream tomorrow. I will have up, or tonight, I should say, a preview for the 2 NFL games tomorrow. So that'll be out on rollinginsights.com today. That's free, obviously, with some touchdown picks and my breakdowns of the games. And then I will have my article where I discuss sleepers and busts for the week. That'll be up as well for the Sunday slate of games. On the stream today, we're going to talk a little college football, and then we're going to talk NFL. Yeah, Guru, thank you for bringing that up. We're going to recap last night's game. Thank you for bringing this up. Bengals have a better chance of making the playoffs now than the Broncos. I made a TikTok weeks ago when the Bengals were like plus 400, and I said that they could make the playoffs. Hold on. I'm gonna. I got in a huge argument with my uncle about that, and he said there was no way the Bengals make the playoffs. Oh my god, I can't wait to chirp him now. What are the odds? I need to see this. Pulling this up. Oh my lord, I cannot wait. I don't see it on FanDuel. Let me go to DraftKings. Is this? Hold on. But we're gonna talk about last night's game. Shout out to Marvin Mims. We talked about him on the stream yesterday. His alternate receiving yards. Of course, he got out at like the 2 because Derwin James grabbed onto his shirt. Like, of course, we couldn't have hit the touchdown on that as well. But he did go to the 60+ receiving yard range, which we talked about yesterday. Let's see here. Futures to make the playoffs. Bengals are plus 400 still. So, okay. So I think what you're saying is, let's see what would have to happen. So the Broncos, they play the Bengals, right? Coming up, which I talked about in that video. So they lost that game, and then now they play the Bengals this week. So assuming that the Bengals can win that game, and then it would go to week 18, where the Bengals play the Steelers, who, kind of been up and down recently. And then the Broncos play the Chiefs. The only concern for me is the Chiefs would have to lose. The Chiefs would need to lose a game to win that game. So, the Chiefs probably aren't going to be playing starters in this week 18 game unless they lose tomorrow, or if they lose next week. So that's what we would need to happen for that. But yeah, the Bengals, with that loss last night, definitely they have a better chance to get in. We'll see kind of what happens with that over the next course. As far as we go for last night's game, like I said, shout out Marvin Mims. Once again, why Sean Payton, that was one of the worst punts I've ever seen this season. That was one of the worst punts of the season. There's around 4 minutes left in the game. You're on the Chargers half of the field. It's 4th and 6. You punt, give up not even time-consuming, but you punt and give up a 90-yard touchdown drive. Like, dude, what are we doing here? Just go for it. I don't understand why that's hard. We talked about this like 2 weeks ago when the Rams, very similar situation, except for the Rams were winning the game at the time. The Broncos weren't even winning. They didn't even have a lead. That's why it's even more mind-boggling, right? If the Broncos had a lead in the game, I would understand punting the football. they weren't winning. You needed to score a touchdown. So it just makes no sense to me why these teams continue to just play scared. I'm happy that he got buried for it. And dude, if the Broncos end up missing the playoffs, we will look back on that punt and I will dance on their grave and laugh at them for not going for it. Marvin Mims led the team in receiving yards yesterday, which I think is pretty interesting. Audric Estime scored his first NFL touchdown. Of course, we had been betting him pretty regularly, and I did not bet him last night. Of course, he scores the touchdown and the first touchdown, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, stream plays yesterday were pretty good. Marvin Mims, receiving yard alternates, and then Ladd McConkey over 5.5 receptions. Cashed again, he had 6 for 87. Chargers looked pretty good, though. Broncos came out with one of the better. The Broncos looked amazing in that first quarter, and credit to the Chargers. They made great adjustments, came back and won the game. So overall, it was a pretty good game, though, for Thursday night. The total was low, so I kind of thought it was going to be low scoring, but that was not the case. For bowl games today, we have one about to start at noon, Jacksonville State in Ohio. I told you guys I was going to wait until today to kind of make a decision. I would probably lean towards the Ohio side of this one, but I don't know if I want to lean. I don't know if I want to lay a touchdown. I don't know. Also Georgia Southern. I profited yesterday despite I had 2 units on Georgia Southern minus 5.5, which I told you guys on the stream on Wednesday that I loved. More guys played for Sam Houston than I thought. Like I said, their coach left, but some of these teams have been letting transfer guys play. Some more guys played for Sam Houston than I initially thought. And yeah, I knew we were cooked. The line moved. They ended up closing at like 3. Like, I don't know. The line moved multiple points against us, so I didn't feel very good about that. That's something to keep in mind. Last year, if guys opted out and they were in the portal, they were not playing in the bowl games. This year, it seems like teams are more inclined to let some guys play. So it's really going to be a lot of day of bets, I think, because we're just going to have to see, who's playing in these games. Florida's down to minus 9.5 against Tulane, which I think is interesting. I would be fine putting their money line with something maybe. Or if you want to take the 9.5, I think you could do that too. As long as Lagway's playing, I like Florida in that game. But I did also say that UTSA was one of my favorite bowl game plays, and we took that at, I think, 8.5. It's at 10.5 now. Trying to see if any of these other lines have moved. You can still get Oklahoma at minus 4.5. I like that a lot. Vandy moved down a little bit. We got them at plus 115 on the money line. It's plus 106 now. Yeah, that's all I see right now for movement, I guess. As far as the football, not football, as far as the playoffs go, Indiana's down to 6.5 against Notre Dame. Pretty interesting. Notre Dame, I feel like, is a popular team, but it looks like Indiana's the public side of that game. Let's take a look here. Let's see if I can find the betting splits. No, Notre Dame. Okay, so from what I see, Notre Dame 72% of the money line tickets, 61% of the handle, 53% of the bets, 62% of the handle. So there's more money than bets on Notre Dame. The line has moved a half point. That was 7 down. It's down to 6.5. So that's interesting. I don't think I'll be betting a side of this game. I do think it'll be a close game, though. Hopefully, it's just a good game in general. I might look to get in live. I know FanDuel has a profit boost. I don't know. I'll wait and see. Penn State, SMU, I still have my same thoughts of, I think, if there's going to be an upset, it's probably SMU. But I don't know. Penn State could look really good. The outside of the first quarter, Penn State looked great against Oregon. I just don't know if they can continue that. I don't trust James Franklin in a big game, but I do think Penn State is obviously the better team, top to bottom, and they're at home. But I'm going to be rooting for SMU in that game. I still think Texas big over Clemson, and I still think Ohio State wins and probably covers, and I still like the under 46.5 in that game. So same leans for me on all these games as well. If you want to do a parlay, man, I was thinking I was going to try and do like a bigger unit parlay just to have some action. I was going to do like Texas, Ohio State, and then maybe we could do an NFL game tomorrow. Oh, the teaser. As much as I hate the Broncos and Sean Payton, for punting there, so I don't hate him because I think it's funny. We can make fun of them for that punt, but they did kick that field goal for no reason to cash the teaser leg. So the teaser that we gave out on stream yesterday is still alive. Broncos plus 8.5, Steelers plus 12.5. Shout out to the meaningless field goal for the Broncos for that. What could we pair? We're going to go Texas money line, Ohio State money line. What can we pair with this? Maybe Kelsey 25 yards. That gets you to minus 110. I might put that in. Kelsey 25 plus receiving yards tomorrow with the Ohio State money line, Texas money line. Might do that. Or we could do Nico Collins 50 yards. I don't know. I'm going to think about it, but definitely might do something just for fun, just to have something to watch there. As far as the rest of the NFL slate goes this weekend, spots that stick out to me, I'm going to be betting some Atlanta stuff just because it's Penix's debut. So I will be on that in some capacity. I kind of like the Colts at home against the Titans. Seattle, Minnesota is a good game. I like the Dolphins over the 49ers as well. That sticks out to me. It's just a lot of big spreads. Yeah, I would say for sides on the Sunday slate, Atlanta, Indianapolis, and Miami. Those stick out to me for sides on Sunday. Touchdowns, you guys know what we have to do. Once again, Trey McBride. Trey McBride is plus 125 anytime touchdown. What are we doing here? This guy's been plus 200 the last 2 weeks. And now what? He plays the Panthers, so he's plus 125. We're going to be betting it. Once again, if he doesn't score against the Panthers, he might actually just not score for the whole season. I don't know. But I'm gonna have to do 2 units on the Trey McBride anytime touchdown this week. This is just, oh God. My whole weekend's gonna come down to Trey McBride scoring a touchdown or not. So that's fun. But we will be betting him. Jahmyr Gibbs is minus 320 to score a touchdown because Monty's out. That's insane. Actually insane. 49ers, Dolphins. I mean, I like Devon Achane at even odds to score a touchdown. Definitely. You could go squeaky wheel narrative with Tyreek. Not really squeaky wheel, but I don't know. He's been talking kind of weird on social media. You could maybe look at him. Plus 105, but I'm going to be definitely betting some Dolphin stuff in some capacity. Brian Thomas Jr. at plus 165. Again, I think you can look at. He just continues to crush. Really good matchup against Raiders secondary has been very, very leaky. And they don't have, they don't have Max Crosby putting pressure. They've been average in terms of pressure created all season. And now you take out, Max Crosby. So good matchup again. That could help him. He's a deep ball guy as well, so that could help him getting down the field. And then, Mike Evans is going to be a huge bet, and it's Sunday night. Let me see here what the line is. Let me pull that up. I'm glad I remembered that because I wanted to bring that up. His receiving props up to 80.5. Holy wow. Dude, this was like 67 like 2 days ago. I'm kind of kicking myself for not betting that. Dang, man. I was going to put 2 units on Mike Evans receiving yards. Let me check. I can't believe that came up this much. I'm so dumb. I can't believe I just kind of like forgot about it, to be honest. I mean, you've seen okay, 77.5 is still out there, so just take that. That's going to be a 2 unit for me. Mike Evans over 77.5 receiving yards. I mean, it sucks that that's 10 yards higher than what I wanted to bet it as, but it is what it is. We know the narratives around the 1,000-yard streak. Baker Mayfield's made comments on it. Like, it's a very real thing. I just put that in 2 units. Mike Evans over 77.5 receiving yards. If you want to take a stab at the alternate as well, let me see what that line is. FanDuel apparently has terrible odds on this, so I'm going to look elsewhere. Let's do alt receiving 100+ yards. Bet365 has 2 to 1. So I'm going to put that in for a half a unit to profit. 1.5 units. Okay. So Mike Evans is a big play for me this week. I don't know. I'll probably be into some Brian Thomas Jr. props as well. Just thinking through that matchup a little bit. Let's see what his line's probably in the 60s, if I had to guess. 72.5. Yeah. I like that as well. And then Trey McBride, anytime TD, 2 unit play on that. Is there any better? Let me see. Is there any better odds than plus 125 out there? I mean, what are we doing here? The guy has not scored a touchdown all year, and you're charging plus 125. Like, that's just ridiculous, in my opinion. It's just robbing the people. No, he is plus 125 everywhere, and then Caesars, these thieves at Caesars have him at plus 110. Whatever. Guess we're going to have to bet the plus 125. 2 units, 2 win, 2.5. Let's ride. If you guys have any questions on anything, go ahead and ask. Let's see here. NBA, what was with the Warriors last night? Holy. Once again, this terrible NBA scheduling. There's only 3 games tonight. Why is it Friday night and there's 3 games? Please, someone make sense of this to me. I don't get it. Absolutely trash. Because what? It's the first. There's a college football playoff game tonight. So what? There's 3 NBA games. So stupid. Super Bowl pick. It's probably still Philly for me right now. It's been Philly for a while. I'm gonna stick with that, I think. Oh yeah, what did you guys think? If you guys go watch, I made a short video last night of I refreshed our power rankings in the data space we created. Fly Eagles fly, yeah. Leroy, I think it's the Eagles year, man. Hopefully, I'll be rooting for them. I'll probably put a bet in some capacity on them. Just nothing will top that. That year they went to the Super Bowl, we had the 13 or 14 to 1 Super Bowl ticket, and they just fell short, but that was awesome. We refreshed the data space though for power rankings. What do you guys think? We had Buffalo number 1, no shocker there. Pittsburgh is number 2 in these power rankings, and they just lost to the Eagles handily. I don't understand how they're up there, but again, this is not like opinionated at all. This is strictly the stats that we put into this formula, and it spits it out. So pretty surprised that the Steelers are still number 2. I guess, I don't know. There's no stat for Mike Tomlin voodoo magic, but apparently the data respects that. And then it was Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, and then the Eagles. So pretty interesting top 6 teams there. I would still have Philly. I would have Philly at number 2 personally, but that's my own opinion. I'm good. The NFC North is just stacked. I'm good with those 3 teams being in there. If it were my personal rankings, I'd probably go Buffalo, Philly, Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota in that order, and then I'd have Pittsburgh at like somewhere in that 6 to 9 range probably. Kansas City I'd have right there as well. Like, they can play as bad as they want in the regular season, but they're still going to be in the mix. In the playoffs, they're still going to host playoff games, and it's nearly impossible to beat Mahomes and Andy Reid in a playoff game. Overall, though, if you guys have any further questions, reach out to me. Be sure, everyone, go to rollinginsights.com, click the Discord button at the bottom, and join up in that Discord. We're going to be launching that in 2025. So I'm in there right now. You can get in there. We can interact. So if you want to ask me any questions on Discord at any point, go join up in that. And I'll be live Sunday, like I said, to preview the games. I'll have articles out today and tomorrow for free, rollinginsights.com. Good luck with your bets tonight. Good luck with your bets this weekend. I'll tweet some bets out as well for our college football playoff stuff. So just be following me on Twitter. Have a great weekend. If you're going to any Christmas parties, be safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, all that good stuff. Have a good weekend, and I'll see everybody next time.